Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, and we do so in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. My name is Priest Nathan, and I have a whole video. I got a whole video again going to prophecy, right? The World War III. China and Taiwan's about to go at it. China and Taiwan about to go at it. You know, this has been going on for a little minute. I covered China and Taiwan going into the backstory about a year ago. Go to my YouTube channel, Hebrew Knights of Zion. Hebrew Knights with the K of Zion with the Z. Right? Go on there and check out the video I did dealing with China and Taiwan. I went into the whole backstory. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to just get straight to it. Right? We're going to go straight into it. And this is a big deal involving the United States because the United States and Joe Biden, they have a military alliance with Taiwan called the Taiwan Relations Act, which is a military alliance in the event that if China invades Taiwan, just like the United States and Joe Biden was sending all that money to Ukraine, they're going to have to do the same thing with Taiwan, helping Taiwan against China. And we're going to get into all that. All right. We're going to get into all that. Let me share my screen real quick. Let me share my screen so we can get into these articles, right? We have sources. Let's pull this up. All right, so this is rtnews.com. All right, this is rtnews.com. Now, if you don't know, right, I'm going to do a quick brief story about how Taiwan belongs to China, right? Taiwan does belong to China. Taiwan got their independence from China, right? Taiwan got their independence from China, but now China wants to take Taiwan back, right? It's called a reunification. Now, this is rtnews.com, right? Beijing. All right, I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to start at the title, right? China doubles down on Taiwan reunification. Beijing says it would take resolute steps to oppose the self-governed island's push for independence, right? So now Beijing maintains that Taiwan is part of China's territory and will continue working towards reunification with the self-governed island through peaceful means, right? This is the Chinese premier Lai Qingjiang, right? I don't know how to say their names. So, hey, that's their mentality. Taiwan belongs to China. Just like how Russia went over there to Ukraine. Why? Because Ukraine belongs to Russia. And Russia's over there taking over that land. Right? They're not doing, ain't nothing peaceful going on over there. It's straight war. Right? Tanks, missiles, children being killed. Right? And of course you don't care about it because it doesn't really involve you. Right? That stuff is not the tanks and the missiles. Ain't nobody going to war over here yet. But Christ said in Matthew 24, right? He said that you will be hearing famines, pestilences, and wars, man. Right? So now this is gonna involve the United States. Now they just said, right? Let's get this real quick. Right? Taiwan has been self-governed since 1949, but never officially declared independence from China. Beijing considers the island to be part of its territory and strongly opposes its contacts with the U.S., which backs Taiwan's push for sovereignty and sells state-of-the-art weapons to the government of President Tsai Ing-wen. Washington has also promised to defend Taiwan if China resorts to using force against it. See that? So now we're going to get, what does that mean, right? So now the Joe Biden administration in the United States, They must defend Taiwan in the event that China invades Taiwan. Just like Russia invaded Ukraine, the US had to send almost $1 trillion in military aid, right? China's going to do the same thing with Taiwan. And this is big because this is China. This is China and Russia, man. These are the two biggest countries in the world with they have the biggest militaries, they have the biggest missiles, right? And they're part of the BRICS alliance, right? They're coming together along with India, South America, and Brazil, right, to create their own currency, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big deal dealing with China and Taiwan. So now, just like uh the United States helped out Ukraine and Russia, they're gonna have to do the same thing with Taiwan. Now, this is called the Taiwan Relations Act. All right, let's get this real quick. Excuse me. Hold on. Hold on. Taiwan, we get the Taiwan Relations Act. All right, give me 1 minute and pull this up real quick. So now this is the Taiwan Relations Act. All right, this is the Taiwan Relations Act, right? Which is an act of the United States Congress since the formal recognition of the People's Republic of China. The act has defined the officially substantial but non-diplomatic relations between the U.S. and Taiwan. All right, again, this is called the Taiwan Relations Act. All right. So now, in the event that Taiwan goes to war with China, the U.S. has to get involved. Right. Now, real quick, that's why in the article that the U.S. is going to have to help Taiwan against China. That's due to the Taiwan Relations Act. All right. Now, uh, this is zeroedge.com. Right. China sends 18 warplanes and 4 vessels toward Taiwan amid Tai's U.S. visit. Right now, you have this man right here. You had McCarthy. He went over here to visit with Taiwan, right? So now they're already in talks because they know that China's about business. They know China wants to take back Taiwan as their property. Now, with the Taiwan Relations Act, now you got this man right. I forgot his name. I only got his name. U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, right? He went over there and he had a meeting with the president of Taiwan. And this is actually pissing off China because now they know that the U.S. is have to the U.S. is going to get involved, and now they're going to have to step up their game, right? They have to invest more in their military, right, which we already have. Um, they've already invested billions, right? So China's state-run Global Times pumped out editorials on Thursday and Friday accusing U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy of using his sneaky meeting with Taiwan President Tsai Ing-wen at the Region Library in California on Wednesday to create the illusion of influence for a weak United States. See that? And this is what the Chinese Global Times, this is what their newspaper company put out, right? This is what China said. So China's not really scared of the U.S. getting involved, you know what I'm saying, due to the alliances that China and Russia have, because now they know there's no stopping Taiwan. If they want to do something, just like President Putin went over there and took over that land, nobody's going to stop Taiwan. Stop China. Nobody's going to stop China from invading Taiwan. Even if the U.S. gets involved, right? It don't matter. So, and now the Pentagon, this is naturalnews.com, the Pentagon is demanding $842 billion, right, as America prepares for war against China. Now, this is going down, right? A lot of you may not be into geopolitics, but this is going to involve you, especially if you're not keeping the commandments of the Lord. This is going to involve you, right? Because you actually live here. And now everything that's happening as this country is going to be affected is going to affect you also, because you work here, you live here, right? You pay taxes here, right? So now look, and the Department of Defense is demanding $842 billion out of the $6.9 trillion budget proposal for the fiscal year. This will be allocated in the preparation for a future war with China. So they're already working on it. They know that China's going to invade Taiwan, and now they're already preparing. They need $842 billion, and that's just for the military. Biden just gave damn near that same money to Ukraine already. Now, with them being already $31.6 trillion in debt, somehow, some way, these people are managing to come up with 800. It blows my mind how you're $31.6 trillion in debt, but yet they're asking for $842 billion. It blows my mind as to where they get this money from. But we know that they print it, right? We know they print it. But it's crazy. It's madness, man. It's easy. It must be nice to just print $842 billion, knowing that there's kids who get bad education, right? There's plenty of things to do with that type of money. But with everything that's going on, as prophecies is starting to unfold, right? This is not a surprise. And this is what happens when you actually meditate on the law. Let's get Psalms chapter 1 and verse 2. When you meditate on the law, none of this should be new. None of this should be a surprise. As you always meditate on the law, and you're always occupied in prophecy, none of this should be any surprise. This is nothing new. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing new. Especially to people like me who know the law, right? It's the book of Psalms, chapter 1 and verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. So none of this is new. This is this is not a surprise that we're hearing about this, right? Especially, and the reason why I said this is because I covered this about a year ago. I did a whole video literally a year ago going into this, going to China and Taiwan, man, a year ago. So this isn't new to me because I did a whole presentation by like a little bit. It was, I believe, it was like under an hour, but I went over the resources. I went over the documentation, right? So the Pentagon asked for $842 billion, and not only that, they're asking for missiles, right? This is defense1.com. So not only are they asking for money, now they're asking for missiles, right, against China. Right? The Defense Department says it wants to use more multi-year munition buys in future. Hold up. The Pentagon the Pentagon on Monday asked Congress to approve buys of 5 types of missiles that the U.S. military will use to fight China, according to defense officials and budget documents. Man, see that? Look at that. So not only are they asking for money, they're asking for missiles, man. Because they know that they must defend China. I mean, they must defend Taiwan. They have to, because they already signed that pact, right? They already signed that pact with Taiwan already promising to help them out. You know, so this is what it is. So now they're asking for 5 types of missiles that the U.S. military will use to fight China, according to defense officials and budget documents. Right? The multi-year procurements are part of a 30.6 billion munition spending request that's up to 5.8 billion, nearly 25% from the previous year. It's all part of the Biden administration's $842 billion 2024 Pentagon budget proposal that was sent to lawmakers on Monday. See that? So they're already working on it. They know that uh, China's about to invade real soon, and they must defend. They must defend Taiwan by any means necessary. They must help them. They don't have a choice. You know, they don't have a choice. They have to help them. So they got the. I mean, $842 billion. That's the same amount that the U.S. just gave Ukraine. Where are they coming up with this money? You know what I'm saying? That's what blows my mind, how they keep managing to just print, print money. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy, really. All right, let's get another one. So I'm trying to find this article. Uh, let's get right. More than 40 Chinese vessels reported around Philippine Claim Island. Now, hold on. The Philippine Coast Guard on Saturday spotted more than 40 Chinese vessels, right, on one of the islands occupied by Manila in South China Sea. Now, the United States, they have a military alliance with the Philippines, right? It's called the Mutual Defense Treaty, right? The Mutual Defense Treaty between the Republic of the Philippines and the United States of America is a treaty that was signed on August 30th, 1951 in Washington, D.C. between representatives of the Philippines and the United States. The overall accord contains 8 articles and dictates for both nations to support each other if an external party attacks the Philippines or the United States. See, so this is a mutual defense treaty, right? So now the Philippines, now you got China, they have ships going around the Philippines because they know that the Philippines have a military alliance with the United States, just like the United States has a military alliance with Taiwan, right? So, and this is why this is important. Nationalnews.com, the Philippines gives American forces access to 4 additional military bases, right? Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has named 4 additional bases that the U.S. will now have access to under an existing defense agreement to expand military cooperation. On Monday, April 3rd, the Presidential Communications Office said in a statement that the 4 sites will be in Isabela and Cagayan on the island of Luzon, facing north toward Taiwan, and in Palawan near the disputed Spratly Islands in the South China Sea. These new locations are on these new locations are on top of 5 bases the U.S. currently has access to, bringing the total number of bases the American forces can rotate through in the Philippines to 9. The expansion in the Philippines is a significant steps is a significant step in the U.S. effort to build up its military assets in the region to prepare for a future war with China. See that? So not only are they asking the Pentagon, not only are they demanding money, they're demanding money, they're demanding missiles. The Philippines are giving the United States, they're allowing the U.S. to occupy their military bases that's around Taiwan. So this is serious, man. You know what I'm saying? These things aren't just happening for no reason, man. Right? Money is being demanded, missiles is being demanded, military bases are being given out. You know what I'm saying? And this is real deal, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the real deal. You know? Right? And now these are military alliances, right? This is North Korean army, right? Excuse me. RTnews.com. North Korean army sees uh, massive military volunteer boost, right? Members of the youth league and students are incensed by the U.S. impersonalist provocation. Hundreds of thousands of young people in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea have expressed willingness to enlist in the armed forces. The country's Korean Central News Agency reported on Saturday. The outlet said that this was due to aggressive U.S. posturing toward North Korea, which was reaching the limit that could no longer be tolerated. The KCNA claimed that on Friday alone, over 800,000 youth league officials and student and young students across the country ardently petitioned for enlistment and military service in the People's Army. According to the report, that number continues to increase throughout the country. So in one day alone, over a half a million people. Look, this is in one day. This is in one day. 800,000 people signed up for the damn North Korean military, and this is important, right? This is important because North Korea has an alliance with China, right? You know, um, hold on. All right. See, so all right. This is the Mutual Aid and Cooperation Friendship Treaty between the People's Republic of China and the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Right. This is the Sino North Korean Mutual Aid and Cooperation Friendship Treaty, which was signed July 11th, 1961, between North Korea and China. The treaty is currently the one defense treaty either China or North Korea have with any nation. All right, so this is uh this is a military alliance between China and North Korea. In the event that, you know, China invades Taiwan, the United States gets involved, the Philippines have to get involved, and North Korea has to get involved. 800,000 people signed up for the military in just one day. That was just one day. 800,000. See that? Let's get another one. China increases military budget to 224 billion in preparation for invasion of Taiwan. This is naturalnews.com. Right? China has announced that it will massively increase its military budget by 7.2% to 1.55 trillion yuan, or around 224 billion, sparking concerns that the communist nation is preparing for a military invasion of Taiwan. This year's increase is significantly larger than the 5.7% increase in general public expenditure. In general public expenditure, and it effectively doubles what China spent on its military 10 years ago. The last time China's defense spending rose was in 2019, when the country increased military spending by 7.5% to 1.19 trillion yuan. See that? So now the China, they're boosting up their military, right? They're investing. Right, US, this is AmericanNews.com. The US is sending up to 200 troops to Taiwan to train for attack from China. You see that? So now the US are now sending troops over there to Taiwan. The US is quadrupling the deployed to Taiwan, the island nation contested by China, just as tensions with China are reaching new highs. Officials said that in 200 troops deployed to Taiwan in coming months. Only 30 were deployed there a year ago, the Wall Street Journal reported. So now it went from 30 troops since last year. It went from 30 troops. Now it's to 200 troops. So they're already sending their troops over there to help Taiwan, which proves that this this invasion can be any day, and you could just wake up and just hear about it. And now the U.S. is going to get involved in that too. You know what I'm saying? So this is just proof, man, that a war is coming. Um, so these are the days to really repent, to keep these commandments. You understand? This is rtnews.com. Taiwanese military leaders have reportedly warned that Chinese forces are preparing for a total blockade of the Taiwan Strait to prevent foreign troops from gaining access to the self-governing island in the event of a war. Defense spending this year must focus on the blockade threat, earn marking funds to stockpile spare parts for F-16 fighter jets and other weaponry. The Taiwanese Defense Ministry said on Monday in a report seeking parliamentary parliamentary budget approval. Since last year, the ministry has been reviewing its strategic fuel reserves and its capacity to repair equipment, said Reuters, which obtained a document of the report. So they're working on a blockade. And Taiwan's not gonna win against China, man. Just how Russia's been kicking Ukraine's ass, China's gonna whoop Taiwan's ass. Even if they get help from the US and the Biden administration. Don't expect Taiwan to win this war, man. This is gonna be a war. You know? And the US is gonna give up everything they have, man. Right? They're gonna end up giving Taiwan all of their ammunition, missiles, military aid, right? Just like they did in Ukraine, right? They when it came to helping out Ukraine, Joe Biden wasn't stingy with Ukraine, right? And I don't expect him to be stingy with the missiles and tanks and military aid when it comes to Taiwan, right? I expect him to do the same thing he did in Ukraine. I expect him to do the same thing in Taiwan, to give Taiwan all the military aid that they got, all the missiles, all the tanks, all the guns, all that's going over there to Taiwan. You understand? That's what I expect, being that they do have a military alliance. So I don't expect them to be stingy. I expect them to give give Taiwan that same energy, give them that same military aid. Right? This is American militarynews.com. China has raided the offices of the U.S. firm and detained its staff. The company said as tensions between the two countries reached new highs in recent months. The company corporate due diligence firm Mintz Group confirmed that Chinese authorities have detained the 5 staff in Mintz Group's Beijing office, all of them Chinese nationals, and have closed our operations there. So China went to the U.S. firm, look at that, and started these people are from China. They went to a U.S. firm and started detaining people, man. Look at that. See that? They detained the corporation and they closed down their operations. See that? Just going in there and doing their thing. All right? AmericanNews.com. So this is all documentation, man. This is all and this is just rising tensions, man. You know what I'm saying? Rising tensions. Again, back to the Taiwan Relations Act. Right? This is the Taiwan Relations Act is an act to help maintain peace, security, and stability in the Western Pacific and to promote the foreign policy of the United States by authorizing the continuation of commercial, cultural, and other relations between the people of the United States and the people on Taiwan and for other purposes. See that? But notice how it says this is an act to help maintain peace and security and stability. Taiwan needs security from China. That's when the United States comes in. Because now the US, Taiwan can use the US as security to help them fight against China. Because they know they're not going to win if it's one-on-one. So they know that now US has to get involved. You know? US has to get involved. So like I said, this is a quick update as to what's going on. Tensions are rising. And right? It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And now we're living in those days where now, as these wars begin to pass by, as tensions begin to rise, wars are starting to come to pass, right? Christ said all these are the beginning of sorrows, right? Famines, pestilences, earthquakes, right? Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, right? That's what you're reading about, right? And this is a reunification. Taiwan wants to reunify, China wants to reunify Taiwan as part of China, right? Because it says China has never officially declared independence from China. So that's why they're going over there. They're going to take back that land. They're going to take back that island, right? So we're gonna give all glory, honor, and praises to the Most High, man. As prophecies are starting to unfold, you know what I'm saying? We're continuing to stay alert, stay on prophecy, um, stay up to date with the articles, you know, and continue to stay diligent. You know what I'm saying? Gotta stay diligent. Gotta stay focused. Have a clear mind, clear soul, as all hell's about to break loose, really. All hell's about to break loose. So we're just trying to stay prepared, keep the commandments in truth and in sincerity, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh. My name is Priest Nathan. Stay focused, stay diligent, and with that,